Welcome to Samadhi's Unplugged, and we're having this as our first masterclass. And thank you for joining us. As we dive into this festive season, we're thrilled to explore how brands and agencies can harness the potential of video advertising within mobile gaming apps. Today, we have the privilege of hearing from two industry leaders from Digital Turbine. Amit Rathi, Country Manager for South Asia, and James Rogers, VP of Brand for APAC. Can we please have a big applause? Their insights will empower you with innovative strategies to create video ads that generate highly attentive outcomes. Without taking more time, it's on to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome. Good morning. There are few requests for everyone. If you can put your phone on silent, just a request. And don't keep your phone in your bag because we are starting with some quiz sessions because that's more interesting to interact with everybody. And my colleague, James, will update you how we will run this quiz. This quiz is related to our content, which is related to the gaming and related to the industry only. So we want your attention on the screen, and it is a fastest finger first point of view with the right answer. So everything goes online. We will show the QR code. You can just open your camera and scan the QR code and just tap your name. And the top 3 winners will get additional goodies here, which is available on that. And this is more interactive session which we want to do, drive here, how attention and AI use in this world, how we can DD and all about the gaming point of view the brand can use. Can we do a refresher questions, some warm-up questions to everybody, James?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah? So there's no prize on this, but these are some warm-up question impromptu coming up. What percentage of smartphone users in India? Android. Is any guesses? Anyone can raise a hand and give the answers? Yeah.
70%.
What about you?
80%.
It's 90% plus. It's 90% plus Android smartphone users in India. Still, the 7 to 8% is iPhone users, and 3% is still the window users are available in India. I will ask the second question, especially for the female point of view, and this question goes to the male, especially. What type of females play the game? Is it casual, is it a strategy, or it's a puzzle? Any male can address, or the female can also address. Anyone else? Anyone else? It's casual. The casual is the highest ranking right now in terms of the category females plays the most highest game is casual game. The second one is puzzle, and the third one is strategy. Okay, so these are the warm-up questions. Let's begin the final point of view on the question. So we play the screen will show the Kahoot, and everybody has to scan the barcode. And we will ask certain questions to you all, and the answer and certain data is how we arrive these data on that. Next slide.
Okay.
I already covered this on the pop quiz.
Okay. Sorry. So yeah, here we go.
Not really. The Kahoot. You should not give the answers immediately. You should wait for the answer.
So here we go. So phones at the ready.
You need to use the Kahoot tape.
No one look.
Yeah. So we will ask 6 questions in the starting, and in the last of the presentation, there is a bonus questions as well. So I really want everybody to be focused and attention during the presentation because this is more interesting. The last bonus question is come out from the presentation only. So we really want you should be focused and attention during the presentation. Okay.
So, phones at the ready.
So you can scan the barcode, everybody. We'll wait for 2 minutes. Log in with your name. Don't worry, we are not capturing any data in this. So many people. Nice. It's too fast. Good. A lot of competition during the gaming time.
Okay.
Okay, so we can start if anybody is pending or everybody is ready for that.
Is everybody in? Or is anyone?
Is everybody in? Yeah?
Everybody's in? Okay.
Okay. So let's start with the first questions.
So just a point in terms of how the game plays. You award points for two things. Award points for two things. One is the correct answer, but second, it's the speed of the answer. So as fastest finger first, plus the correct answer is required. Back to you, Mr. Bradley.
Thank you, James.
And 3, 2.
We already covered this. Okay, this is 3, 2, 1. How many internet users are there in India? The options are 500 million, 800 million, 1 billion, 1.5 billion. You have to wait. Let the seconds complete. The answer is 800 million. 12 people has correct answer give. So let's see who is. Nupur is leading right now on that. It's 821 million is the internet users in India. Out of that, 59% mobile gamers in India, which is close to 472 million are mobile gamers in India. So imagine the number, which is closing to 59%. It is a very big number for any industry. Here is the mobile gaming leading on that 472 million data. The next question, James. What is the average time spent on playing games on their smartphone? 75 minutes, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 55 minutes. It's a day. How much time people play the game in a day? The answer is 75 minutes. Only 7 people. Oh, Yogesh is leading right now. So we did the study on that. The 75 minutes people play the game average in a day. Imagine out of 24 hours, the 75 minutes, they are me time. They're spending time on the gaming while traveling, while going, or before the work, after the work, they are playing the games on that. Can you open the slide? Average daily time spent playing the games on that. Interestingly, average 3 applications of gaming on their devices as well. So it's not 1 or 2, it's 3 average devices on their handsets.
Okay.
The next question, when do Indian games, what time is the prime time? Is it public transport, school, holiday, after school, before work, after work? So technically, this is all. Every time people play the game. Interesting study comes at, even in the toilet, 16% of the people play the game. 13% in the gym. That's the data we have. We will show that data to you all as well. Normally on a holidays, people play the game a lot during the travel as well. But when we did the study, it's 16% people in the toilet, they also play the game. So their me time.
Was that done?
The next question, James.
Okay, so
Next. What is the percentage of mobile gamer engaging with the second screen while play the game? So when you are playing the game, 48%, 55%, 58%, 30%. You don't watch the second screen when you play the game. It's Answer is 30%. People don't see the second screen. They 70% don't see the second screen. They're always on their screen while play the game because they are waiting for the reward to restart the game again. So that is the time brand should definitely think of. This is the time where brand can associate with the consumer. Compared to others, you can still watch second screen while watching OTT, while music, you can still see the second screen, but while gaming, you are in the game. I can see everybody is watching the screen and so much attention going on the screen. What is the next question come out? What is the percentage of consumer are likely to abandon the brand when their ads appear next to the negative content? That is a very important question for the category which we play right now. And the brands are spending money. 87, 15, 66, 30. The answer is 66%. So the wall gardens, where you spend a lot of money, everybody see that. The 66% of our technically don't want to see that again. So if you see that 18% on gaming right now, because when you choose a category like action, gambling, those category can be excluded and it's become a brand safe. So only category in gaming is the brand safe environment because there is no UGC content available on that. What is the percentage of ad blocking in India? People still use that ad blocking. 87, 39, 20, 50. The answer is 39%. We are still 3% ahead from the global number. Global is 36%. The best part of ad blocking doesn't apply on gaming when you use a rewarded video. It's a user-initiated video. User-initiate, ad blocking doesn't work. So you are still losing out the 39% of the audience till date. Where you're spending money, the 39% is still, you're not capturing on that. So the next session, the next part will be taken over by James, but I thank you all for this, participating in the quiz. But one more thing, there is a one bonus question, last question during the presentation, we will do that. I really thank to everybody who are attention focused on the screen. Still the Yogesh is leading right now. The Nico is 2. The Chirag is 3rd. So you still have a chance to go on number 1 on that. James, over to you for the next.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm James, also from Digital Turbine. I must be honest, I don't think my section's as interactive or fun as Amit's as well. So, and as I think as we all know, if you're not engaged in content, you might drop off. But hopefully there's a little bit more in it for you. So we'll try and keep you engaged and try and keep you entertained. So I want to talk to you a little bit about more of the kind of the metrics of in-app gaming, why it's powerful, but also kind of put that in context. So to start off, before we kind of dive into what we do in our channels, it's more just to take a broader look at actually what's happening in the industry. So this chart and these charts will probably make, you'll be very familiar with these. But in India, you can reach everybody on the open internet, everybody without question. And in fact, from a reach perspective, you can reach 60 million more people on the internet, on the open internet, than you can in the walled gardens. And as you can see from the actual title of the slide, 4 in 5 or 80% of people actually plan to spend more time in the open internet than the walled gardens over the next year. So then it leads to some questions, which is why is there this big disconnect between where people are actually spending their time versus where marketers are investing? And we spend a lot of time with brands and agencies trying to, first of all, kind of understand this, because, understanding the challenges and the reasons behind that, but also then championing not just the open internet, but also our channels. And we hear some quite common challenges, but one of the most common at the moment, particularly, is kind of like, it's a hygiene buy, it's tried and tested, it's risk-free, which and I think we try and come up with tests and ways around that. But I think probably one of the challenges that could pose on the longer term is what happens to a brand if you're not investing in the places, in the channels in which people are actually spending the majority of their time. And I think when it comes to gaming in particular, and there's a number of different sources in which we can break this out, people because the session lengths are so long, are choosing gaming over other alternative walled gardens. So it's not necessarily an either or choice. Okay. So taking a bit of a step back, so Amit talked about ad blocking earlier, and nearly 40% of people block ads. So that's not good news, is it, for most people in the room? So most of us kind of are in this business. But on a more sort of positive note, so some of you may have seen this, but Kantar released some research a few weeks back, their media reactions report. And the good news is, over a 10-year period, people's kind of attitudes or receptivity to advertising has actually increased over the last 10 years. So well done, everybody. We're doing a good job, and that's positive. It would be terrible to kind of see that going in the other direction. But probably what you can sort of, and that's across all channels, so TV, social, so all are kind of making efforts to make that user experience better. But probably, the standout figure here is that games in general has jumped from 25 to 54%, or there's a 116% increase. And we'll show you some examples of kind of the type of ad experiences that we deliver within games in a few seconds to give you a sense of what that ad experience looks like. But just to give a bit more context as to why that figure might be the way it is to think about actually what the gaming ecosystem looks like. So obviously, TV is pretty competitive. Social, maybe less so because it's more into the walled gardens. Online video, it's a bit of a combination. If you're a game developer, and I haven't got a Kahoot question, there's no prizes, but does anyone have a guess as to how many games were downloaded from the Play Store last year? And this is globally, so... There's no Kahoot, so it's just a...
Give any guesses.
How many games were downloaded from the Play Store last year? 1 million? That's a good guess. Higher? 12 million? Higher? Sorry? 1 billion. Higher? Okay, so the answer is 55 billion. So 55 billion games downloaded last year. So that's an awful lot of choice. That's an awful lot of games being downloaded. And obviously, that's more people there are on the planet. So people are changing their titles pretty rapidly. Added to that, there's around 1,000 new games that go into the Play Store every day. So if you're a game developer, you are living in a very precarious position because you've got tons of competition coming into the Play Store every day. You've got 55 billion apps that are being downloaded anyway, so why is anyone going to stick with your game? So the ad experience for a game developer it's literally kind of like an existential piece of their business. They kind of live or die on this. If they give a bad ad experience, people will just stop playing their game. And Amit talked about kind of how people would switch off from content if it's not appropriate. So game developers in general kind of work very closely. They monitor that ad experience, but as I say, they kind of live and die by ensuring that they have a good ad experience. As you can see then on the next slide, this is then the typical kind of ad user experience. And I'll let it play first, and I'll walk you through what's kind of happening. But actually, if you want to restart, so let's go. Okay, so maybe if you take it back to the start, I mean, so obviously what we were seeing there was a forced skippable pre-roll that then ended up with some kind of interactive feature. That's actually not true at all. So how gaming developers have kind of got around this problem of, losing users is by making sure that all of the ads, particularly they run with us, are actually opt-in. So here you'll see that actually the user has a choice to actually play the ad, or if they don't want to, they just press no. So there's no forced ad experience that's kind of thrust upon a user. They choose to interact with it. They choose to press play. In return, then you can see that the developers have a choice of giving a sort of like a time-bound reward. So it could be, in this case, kind of coins or extra time, extra life, etc. But it's actually kind of like native to the game. So in a weird way, it's probably the only real-time exchange between a brand and a consumer that's delivered through advertising. Everything else is kind of like subtle in the background. Like we sort of suffer ads because it makes our content free, whereas this is a real-time value exchange. But then after that, so let's assume that the user has opted in, they don't have to. Then what we have is kind of like a video experience that we think that sort of delivers video as it should be. So as you saw, it's kind of full screen, the audio is on, it's played to completion, and then at the end, we have the piece which our kind of creative team helped to develop, which is that interactive end card. So it's like a rich media ad unit, which again, you've got someone who's playing a game, they're engaged, they're interacting with their device. It kind of plays to their mindset. And also from a brand perspective, so for Mercedes there, you've got this whole kind of sort of like brand experience and almost like showroom experience is being delivered within the ad unit rather than just a standard TVC. So full screen, play to completion, audio on, and when we compare that to like just the overall average video stats for the region, it's some of them are pretty poor. So most videos only take up 12% of the screen. Average completion rate is 15%, and audio is on average for 2 seconds. So if you work in a creative studio, that would I imagine that would be kind of quite depressing stats to read before you go to bed. Okay, so what does that then mean for actually people's preference towards ads? And as you can see, because of essentially the way that developers and the way we work with developers to give users that choice and kind of respect what they actually want to do and respect their decisions, mobile app reward it was always, so back in 2024, was the preferred format, and it has continued to this day. So if you want to buy media that's based on positive receptivity amongst audiences, then in-app video is the most preferred. And as you can see, when you get down to kind of like non-skippable formats, that's where people, don't enjoy. If a non-skippable format on a mobile device is not very enjoyable for anyone. Okay, so it's the most preferred format, but then what does it do in terms of actual results? So before we kind of start talking about sort of newer metrics such as attention, if we think about just brand lift, so that's kind of it's been around for years. You can see here kind of like the ranking as according to channel, and obviously gaming comes out on top here. So around sort of 25% of adults are able to recall the ads that they've seen within gaming. YouTube around sort of 17%. So there's quite a significant delta there. And I think if you think about the reasons why, it's kind of much to do with the actual mindset. So if you're playing a game, it's very different to kind of like scrolling through content aimlessly, waiting for something to catch your eye. You're in a very engaged, kind of almost heightened state of awareness. And depending on the type of game you're playing, if you take your eye off the screen, you may well lose a life, or the game is kind of comes to an end. So people are sort of inherently engaged, and what that means for brands is that then we see this kind of uplift in their awareness and just receptivity. So receptivity kind of like links to the sort of levels of attention that people are sort of paying to any kind of channel as they consume. So we can all think of like media where we're half consuming it but got our eye on something else. So going back to Amit's point around second screening, and then we can think about channels where we're super engaged. So when we then kind of look at beyond brand lift and think about, okay, what does that mean in terms of sort of quantifiable time with time that's spent with consumers, we move into the attention space. And the attention space is it's not necessarily new. It's still one that's kind of, I guess, evolving, and I think the methodologies need to be sort of harmonized. But as you can kind of see here, the when we look at some of the, I guess, in-stream formats. the results are pretty shocking when it comes to the actual number of seconds of attention that a 15 or a 30-second video is actually delivering. So if you think about budget, effectiveness plus efficiency, so budget and actually what the channel is doing for you. I think this chart could be quite powerful. So on average, we're delivering 22 seconds of attention, which is, and the next chart then kind of breaks out how that's being delivered. So as you remember, so you've got the video that plays and then it ends up on a interactive end card. That's optional. We do run a lot of campaigns which are just video. But this kind of runs in sort of two parts. And a question we often get asked is, okay, so that 22 seconds, what happens if I run a 6-second ad or a 6-second video or a 15-second video or a 20-second video? And this kind of breaks it out. So, and what we see is that actually almost irrespective of the length of the video, so 15, 20 or 30, we end up with a figure that's roughly sort of 22 seconds of attention. And that's because we've got the video in the first place, and then we've got the end card where people are literally kind of engaging with the brand, finding out more. And this is completely, they can press close at any point here. So this is all kind of voluntary interactions with the brand, which is leading to that kind of higher recall as well. So, I think if we think about it from a video experience, it's almost like kind of video on steroids, or brings that kind of almost like brand's website experience within the actual video itself. Okay, and then in terms of like context, where that's come from. So, actually, show of hands in the room. Are many of the marketers here, I guess, using attention metrics within their campaigns, or are thinking of doing so? Yes. Okay. Would you like to share any more details, or it was just a?
Can view its J&J and all. So they have their viewability metrics, benchmarks. So for every platform that we utilize, we need to ensure that that particular minimum viewability is achieved across all placements. So be it banner or video, etc. So we have tried gaming as well in the past, and it has worked.
Okay. Yeah. And does that extend to attention metrics as well?
Yeah. So,
okay.
Everything across.
Right, excellent. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we must be also, we still see it's kind of it's an evolving space, and there's a number of different partners. So there's Lumen, there's Amplified, there's Double Verify, and I think over the next 12 months we'll see a real kind of level of kind of maturation. I think within this space. So obviously where we've come from is the ad being seen, and where we're going to was the ad has actually someone actually genuinely seen and paid attention to your ad, because paying for a viewable CPM doesn't really mean anything if the video is kind of stuffed into the bottom corner of a website, playing to completion with no audio on and too small to actually read. So it's I think probably why attention is powerful is that from the number of seconds. Remember going back to the attention slide, the MRC metrics kind of score a video as being viewed after 3 seconds. So the MRC is kind of not really ideal when it comes to measuring the effectiveness of a video. And as you can see here, 70% of videos are actually kind of MRC compliant. But when we take that MRC lens and re-look at it from an attention point of view, almost no video is actually really being effectively utilized. So there's other metrics as well, but I think just the pure standard around is a video in screen for 3 seconds, and does that qualify for an effective delivery of a video? I think that's somewhere where we seem to have kind of gone down a wrong path as an industry, I think, and hopefully I think we'll see that starting to change over the next 12 months. So I didn't have any Kahoot quizzes or prizes to share. So I was quite conscious of that I showed too many graphs and charts. I wanted to kind of end with something a bit more humorous. So does this ring any bells to anyone in the room? Where's Wally? Okay, all right. So I've been talking for about sort of 5 seconds now. Has anybody spotted Wally? Okay. Well, if this is your ad and you've served Wally, he's been in the screen for 3 minutes. For 3 seconds. It's full screen. He's there somewhere, so he's qualified for for a successful CPM. Only none of us been able to find him, see him, or pay any attention to where he is. If you're interested to find out where he is, come and ask me later. It did take me about 15 minutes this morning. So on that note, I'll pass you back to Mr. Rathi.
Thank you, James. Thanks. That's important for setting the tone of attention and how marketer can use the attention and the viewability. As we started for the industry point of view, first thing was ad requests. Then we moved to the ad impressions. Then we moved to the viewability. Then start talking about attention. What attention makes difference when you spend money? People are not seeing your ad or you're not engaging your ad. How you can grab the attention for the user? That is also important. It's lead to the cost. Everything is important, and everything should be validated by the third party who are expert on that. So we have a certain case studies as well. Before the case studies, we want to show some data sets as well. We have a 2 Indian case studies and one is a Indonesia case studies with the 3 different markets point of view. I just wanted to complete some points here. I think most of the people still think gaming is the category which plays by the kids. Is that correct? Or is that something in their mind? I can say that everybody play the game. I've been witnessing that during the COVID time. People are jumping on a Ludo King. People are jumping on a Candy Crush. Mr. Dhoni, cricketer, he just play the Candy Crush, and that 3.5 million downloads happen in a day. So everybody plays the game. Certain stats which will be showcased to you all, and how you can grab the attention. That every place you run normal video, but how to engage the audience, that is something every marketer should start thinking of. Engagement either over the video or after the video over, you can play the end cards. That is how you can grab the attention of the user. It's lead to the brand recall. It's lead to the down funnel as well. So, James, can you move to the next slide? There's some stats about DT. We are SSP. Just to give you, we are a supply side platform. We have 400 million users available on India, which is device ID unique. We are number 2 because we have put SDK, because we manage the developer community, we manage the advertiser community, and we also tie up with the OEM partners and the telco partners as well to reach out to the right audience. In terms of partners, yes, everything is what the brand is looking for is IAB, Moat, IS, Double Verify, Lumen, AdSquare. They're third-party partners already validate our credibility of platform, and our viewability rate is more than 100%, which is we normally claim as 90%, but every campaign which we run is more than 97 or 98% comes into the picture. Our invalid traffic is less than 1%, which is 0.001 comes in certain times when you use the third-party platform on that. These are the certain top apps, but we have 80K plus application where we deploy the SDK, which is software development kit. It is not a tag-based solution which we deploy on that. Can you move to the next slide, James? These are some top publisher, which is Kings, which is Candy Crush, Rovio. There are many more publishers. So gaming is the only category which is not require local publisher to global and global to local. Every game is available across markets. So you all will be using a global game in India as well. These are the certain stats of India. In terms of demographic, 16% is the urban. Suburban means the metros is 28% and 56% used by the rural people. They still play the game a lot. In terms of male and female, 54% is the male and 46% is the female. The category which I want to talk about here is the demographic. 18 and above, 18 plus millennials play 70% games, where every marketer wants to grab because they spend a lot of money. And even if you see the baby boomers, which are 7% to 5%, they comes into the picture. So there's different ways to target these audience. Even you say there's a small game, probably kids play the game, but there's a lot of games which plays by the Gen Z and the millennials as well. Moving to the next category, I will just show the case studies of 3. One to target kids, another one to target male, Gen Z and millennials, and the third one is the female, how we target these 3 categories and on our platform.
Jolly Rancher, one of the top 4 players in the highly competitive confectionery market, is eager to take a bite out of India's sweet tooth market. To bring a dollop of delight to kids' days and establish itself as a source of fun and excitement, Jolly Rancher collaborated with Little Singham, a popular TV animation series for kids in India. Jolly Rancher wanted a campaign to drive favorability and increase purchase intent while creating awareness and excitement for Jolly Rancher lollipops among its younger target audience of kids aged 6 to 13. But reaching out to kids is tough. The brand had to find the right media channels to spark interest towards Jolly Rancher. With mobile games playing a big role in kids' lives, Jolly Rancher leveraged digital turbine-powered mobile ad technology to create an interactive campaign. The Jolly Rancher and Little Singham gamified mobile campaign. Deployed across top 500 gaming apps in India, the campaign starts with a zero-buffer HD video of Little Singham and his secret weapon to fight monsters, the Jolly Rancher lollipops. After the video, users join in on the fun with an exciting mobile game. By swiping across their screens, yummy fruits are sliced and are turned into Jolly Rancher lollies, introducing the different flavors in a fun way. After the game, users can choose to play again or to visit the brand's website. The Jolly Rancher and Little Singham gamified mobile campaign was a sweet success. The campaign delivered a whopping 21% engagement rate and a 1% click-through rate. Audiences were hooked with the campaign, reaching over 14 million and delivering 16 million total impressions and 6 million engagements. The campaign also achieved 99% in brand safety and a 97% viewable rate. By mixing fun with DT's innovative mobile gaming experience, Jolly Rancher's audience were in for a yummy treat.
So this campaign, we did it last year on a platform, how we increase the engagement rate. You can run the normal video and you all know that what percentage of engagement rates comes in. It will increase the brand recall as well when you add just end card to user to engage on that. That's where marketers see the attention of the user. That's where it's very important to see what level of engagement you can create. As a DT, we have a DT Labs. We provide these solutions to all our brands to make sure they can take our advice to engage these things and deploy the campaigns, which will help us to brand recall and down the funnel as well. This is the one category which talks about kids. Now we move to the next one, how we engage the Gen Z and millennials, because they also play the game. So next slide talks about Indian campaign, Imami. It's down the funnel as well. We work on with them.
In India, men are putting their best face forward. They are more aware about maintaining their appearances, with self-care becoming a bigger part of their lifestyle. Imami Fair and Handsome, the market leader in men's personal care in India, experienced a surge in demand in the highly cluttered male skincare category. Fueled by success, Imami wanted to continue driving awareness and increase market share even further with a massive 360 campaign. By benchmarking the media consumption habits of their target audience of 18 to 24-year-old tech-savvy Gen Z Indian men, Imami found out that they love gaming. The brand leveraged the power of mobile gaming to resonate with a new audience with great potential: mobile gamers. Seeking maximum impact, Imami turned to mobile marketing expert Digital Turbine to launch the Imami Fair and Handsome gamified mobile campaign. Utilizing interest-based strategies and geo-focus, the mobile ad unit was delivered to the right audience across the top 100 gaming apps in India. The creative kicked off with a zero-buffer HD video. After the video, DT's unique post-video experience presented the hero's before photo with duller-looking skin. The creative then invited users to slide your screen to experience radiant skin, to witness the hero's face transform before their eyes. Users can easily purchase the product by tapping the call to action button. Imami's DT-powered mobile gamification campaign's results spoke for themselves. With a whopping 2.4 million engagements, 12% engagement rate, and great click-through rate, the campaign exceeded benchmarks. A brand study showed an uplift in consideration for Imami Fair and Handsome after users were exposed to the campaign and a strong 58% ad recall. Topping it all off, purchase intent score was a phenomenal 85%. Imami's DT-powered mobile ad campaign results echo the power of mobile gaming as an effective and engaging platform to connect with a new audience.
So in Imami, it's a simple execution. If you see that, it's just a slider. You can slide to any. If anybody from the Samsung or Nokia, they have multiple phones launches, they can slide. They can do the battery target. There's multiple options available to engage the audience, depend upon your creative, depend upon what you want to deploy and what you want to achieve on that. So these are some simple way of executions, but it will increase your brand recall. That's very important for any brand on that. Moving to the next slide, the next case study is for Indonesia market. Yeah, everybody talks about AI attentions. That's also important piece. Everybody's talking about how to use AI. So yes, definitely. Everybody has used the AI. People feel ChatGPT is a AI. No, it is not. Everything is AI. How to use the AI, that is also important. So we have a creative, in-house creative team, and they work a lot of AI works internally as well to help the brands to grow apart from your normal vanilla creative point of view. So this creative is all about pigmentation. It's the skin point of view. And they talk about which type of Vaseline you can use. So it's a user experience. You can see the case studies. We recently won the awards also of that campaign.
Women regard confidence as the key to thriving in life, and having healthy skin plays a huge part of that. Vaseline, the undisputed leader in the body skincare category, wanted to solidify its top spot amidst growing competition. Seeking to boost confidence of its target audience of 18 to 35-year-old Indonesian women, Vaseline discovered that there was a low awareness about hyperpigmentation, a common yet underreported skin concern in Indonesia, which Vaseline products could be helpful for. Vaseline's partnership with mobile ad tech leader Digital Turbine to execute a 360 campaign harnessing AI technology for an engaging ad experience. The campaign set out to increase awareness of the Vaseline Soft Glow Body Serum and educate consumers about hyperpigmentation to bolster Vaseline's reputation for offering science-led skincare solutions. Vaseline and Digital Turbine introduced the innovative Vaseline Skin Check AI mobile campaign. Deployed across top apps, the mobile creative begins with an instant play HD video shedding light on hyperpigmentation. After the video, an interstitial introduces the user to 4 common symptoms of hyperpigmentation. Users can tap on the Check Now call to action button, redirecting them to the AI microsite. Once camera access is granted, the AI tool kicks into action, analyzing the user's photo. The Vaseline Skin Check AI immediately checks if hyperpigmentation is present on the user's skin. When present, the creative recommends Vaseline Soft Glow Body Serum for the user. Driving action, users can also tap on a Buy Now button that takes them to the e-commerce site for purchase. The Vaseline Skin Check AI mobile campaign proved captivating for users with a high engagement rate above benchmarks, driving users towards the skin scanner microsite and spending time there to understand more about their skin conditions. Video completion and click-through rates were strong, exceeding benchmarks. Brand awareness received a boost, seeing a double-digit uplift in Vaseline's brand as a brand that works with science and improves skin health. Sales also saw a 30% increase post-campaign, with a market share gain of 130 basis points, giving Glutavitamin a significant growth in the body serum market. Leveraging Digital Turbine's innovative ad experiences, the mobile creative not only delivered fantastic results, it also boosted Vaseline's brand.
Simple execution again, just click the picture and the AI will analyze and update you about what type of cream you need to use. And its bottom line, the funnel also increase and lead to the e-commerce store and purchase will happen. So these are the 3 case studies which we talk about how we grab the attentions and viewability and engagement point of view. Normal video, everybody knows, which shows the stats. The next slide talks about these are the brands which we work closely across India. We've been here from 9 years in this world of DD in India. Moving to the next slide, James. Okay, so what is important in terms of when you choose any supply path of open internet point of view or open web point of view? The first and most important thing, you need to check the ad experience. What sort of ad experience user are getting? If the user are not receiving the right experience, they might skip or they might not recall on that. What type of supply you are taking? Are they direct supply or indirect supply? That is also important to the lead path because that's also lead to the data which you are capturing and targeting the audience. and the wall gardens. Definitely, all wall gardens are important. The wall gardens and versus the open web, which is definitely the open web is growing, and wall garden is always stagnant on that. So open web is something which you can more engage, more grow. We all see that the gaming and the OTTs are growing on the stage of open web point of view. Okay, this is the last question. I think the Kahoot is not available on that. The last questions, James, you want to just display or you want to say something, anybody?
How are you gonna? Is it gonna be the? So I guess so. There's two ways actually. So I think we can either bring the top. Who are the top three people from round one?
Who are the three people?
Oh,
Wow.
three hands. Okay,
Wow.
so we can have a champion of champions round. If you
Okay.
if the three of you would like to come up to the stage.
All three, yeah.
If you let's a round of applause, I think. Okay.
You want to go for this question,
So
James?
sorry to put you on the spot, but yeah. So one more question to go. I think the Kahoot's not working, so it's just first person to say yep. So just press an imaginary buzzer, correct answer, and you get this. So some kind of like buzzer. Yeah, just say yep, got it. Me, just say
Live
me.
Kahoot, we are
Yeah.
doing it right now.
And then you will win the holiday to Brazil with jet ski involved. No, not really. It's a goodie bag.
Yeah.
So the rules are pretty clear. Fastest finger, first person to shout. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Who's that?
That's what I'm saying. So we'll say the answer 22 seconds.
Okay, there we go. You're all winners. You're all winners.
Yeah.
You're all winners. Well done. Now there's three top prizes. So thanks very much for taking part and for coming up to the stage as a bit of an unexpected surprise.
I just called Rudra to come forward and just give the gift to the winner who participated. I think they are more attention. Actually, all are so much attention while playing the quiz. So you know, when you play the game, you are more attention. You don't watch the second screen. You're just watching the questions and ready to give the answers. Fastest finger first. Yeah, Yogesh is the winner. Good round of applause to the Yogesh. Yeah, all three. Yeah. James, you want to give
Yeah,
to the
sure,
second
sure.
winner?
Congratulations. Congratulations. Jet ski. It is jet ski. It's not real.
Manish, can you come forward? Yeah, please. So, guys, I hope this is an interesting session for everybody. We have certain things available for everyone. We don't want to disappoint. Who are the winner, they will only get. But yes, thanks for participating on Masterclass. I hope this will be very helpful for you all. You can reach out to me if you have any query or any questions. You can ask right now as well. We still have a time for 5 minutes or 3 minutes. You can consider if any question related to the presentation or any point related to the gaming point of view.
Okay. Oh, quick question at the back there. Do you wanna-
Yeah, so initially you showed us an ad with Mercedes. So it was not leaving the interface and going to a website. So that interaction can take place in the gaming ecosystem itself.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so the first part of the ad is kind of it's delivered within a VAST tag. So it's just your standard TVC that plays. That plays within the app environment, so not taken out of the app. The rich media element is then essentially it's kind of stitched on, but again, the interactive piece again takes place straight after the video is finished. So all within the application. So at any point, if the user presses, I want to exit.
So you'll have to have a separate. What do you say? Like
yes.
with the gaming partner, you will have to ask them to build that interface, right?
Yeah. How it works? So we have an SDK that so software development kit essentially, which powers in-app advertising. So there's no browser within the app, so there's no way to deliver advertising. Yeah. So our SDK essentially then invokes has a video player within it. which then provides a number of different ad slot options for the developer.
Yeah.
In that option, what's happened there is that the app has then called our SDK to deliver the video. It's invoked our video player, so
Yeah.
we've delivered the video within the app experience, and then stitched onto that. Also within the experience is the rich media element as well. So from the user perspective, option to watch or not watch. And then also when they get to the interactive piece as well, they can leave whenever they choose, and they're just straight back in the environment where they were. So it doesn't take them out of the environment and spoil their
And
user journey
definitely,
anyway.
when the person is very keen and he wants to purchase something, or then he'll go to the site, right?
Yeah, we can. Yes, so we have the option if you want to have if a brand wants to have a call to action to their website, then we can launch the either take them to the site, which can launch as like a
But
web,
the rest
web-
of it stays within the gaming apps.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Unless the brand has kind of chosen for that they want to take the user to the site, and
Yeah,
again, then it's
yeah.
users' choice as to whether they want
Want
to
to
do
go
that
on.
or
Yeah,
continue
cool.
their just
Yeah.
experience.
Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, we have another question. Okay.
Hey, hi. Thank you for a quick and very insightful presentation. I have one question which is related to the kids targeting. So, how is the overall, you can say, the signals that are used to identify? I know it cannot be 100%, but what are the signals I want to understand and how accurate is it?
Yeah.
Okay, there are certain games which will be, as you know, we are in India, 18 below, we don't get the SIM card. And there are certain games which will be mothers who uses, and there are certain games which will be categorized as a kids. I think Chota Beam, we don't play. Like Singham, Little Singham, we don't play. So these are the small games which are played by generally with the kids. And certain categories which will be, we do use the apography targeting as well if the kids are playing the games on the phone. So if they are using some school application on their phone, or YouTube Kids are available on their devices, so we can target those audience on that particular games.
And then also, just probably just to add to that, is that we've got the way we kind of work from a sort of like a privacy standpoint is no matter what's happening globally, that kind of sets the provision for whatever is happening elsewhere. So this kind of toughest provision where it comes to the privacy of kids at the moment is kind of COPPA in the US. So essentially, and obviously, if you get that wrong, you face a big penalty. So the way that's kind of dealt with is that any application that is kind of where the user base is predominantly or has a certain percentage of users under the age of 13 is regarded as a COPPA site. When that ad request is passed to the advertiser, it kind of comes with a COPPA flag, which means the advertiser can't retain any information about that user, so nothing about the device ID, location. Essentially, you can deliver an ad, but you can't return that. It's about protecting the privacy of potentially someone that's under the age of 13. And then likewise for us, we don't store and can't process any of the data from apps that are coming under that are used by people under the age of 13, and that's basically the kind of the COPPA requirement that we apply globally as well.
Thank you.
Awesome. More questions? We have another 5 to 7 minutes.
So my question here was, very interactive session. Firstly, a lot of good case studies that we had to see today. What happens at remarketing? So, for example, someone who gets involved with the kind of interactive engagement, do you also have like a cookie pool of, the users whom we could remarket and retarget later for a better kind of a conversion matrix?
Yes, you can do that. It's not cookie, it's a device ID. So we can capture the device ID in advance. We can capture on the impression, on the engagement, on the last clicks as well. So we can capture the device IDs and we can retarget and remarket those audience.
Sure. And are these interactive, kind of banners that you showed, are they only restricted to, say, a gaming ecosystem, or you could actually extend it to any news, any third-party kind of platforms where we see our audience available?
So currently only on gaming, because users are waiting for the reward first. So that's why it's currently on the gaming point of view. As we grow, we definitely allow to so utility a little bit, but the gaming is the maximum right now.
Sure. Thank you so much.
More questions? Go for
Sure.
it.
So usually, people when they opt in, you said there's an option of opting in or for ads. So it's usually monetized. Like if you don't opt in, you'll have to see the ads. Is that the case, or there is an option of not seeing the ads while not paying anything for the game?
Okay, so in the rewarded video, technically user initiated the video on that. So when if you don't want to play the game, you stuck somewhere, you need a bonus. So you want to see that, you have to see the ad. Otherwise, you can't skip for 30 second or 20 second, and after that you can skip and move out. So you will not get the reward, and you need to wait for what is the timeline of the developer to restart the game for you.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. So there's no option wherein you don't pay and still you have the.
You don't need to pay for that. It's a in-app
that
purchases
I
you're
got.
talking about.
Yeah, that is happening when I play games like you have to. If you don't pay, you'll have to see that. So that's the case, right?
That's an interesting point. One more thing I want to add on an in-app purchase point of view. In India, less than 1% people pay for the game. It's less than 1%. Like if you download the game or you want to play the game, it's 99% is the free. People want to play the game only free. They don't pay for the game. Unlike like OTT and other channels, we are ready to pay. But gaming is the only category where people don't want to pay. They just ready to see the ad on that. That's where the developer and company like us play a big role on that.
Awesome. More questions?
How expensive it is compared to the performance marketing or the multi. So just a percentage point of view, because we never did any kind of advertisement on a gaming platform. So if someone wants to actually do it, how would be cost wise, percentage wise with the mass media and all.
I think it's almost the same what you're using right now. So if I say average eCPM of our industry point of view is 120. So it's in the similar or much lesser on that. It's depend upon the scale and the targeting which you are looking out on that.
Does that answer your question? Yeah. Okay. More questions? Sure? Yeah?
So everything is on CPM. Yeah.
All right. Think again. Any more questions? No more questions. Going once, twice? All right. Thank you, James and Amit. I'm sure our audience looks very happy and they've taken some valuable insights home. I'd like to please invite Rohit Dadwal, CEO and BOD, MMA Global APAC and Global Head of Smarties Worldwide to give away a hamper. Big round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you so much to our audience for being such a lovely and patient one, and to Digital Turbine for powering this masterclass and helping our audience enhance brand engagement and outcomes. I'd like to make future masterclasses better at MMA, so please scan the QR code. Do we have the QR code ready for the feedback? Is that it? Okay. Yep, that's it. That's the one. Awesome. You can scan that and let us know anything we can do to make it better. And now I'd please request our quiz winners to come receive their prizes if they haven't already. They have. Boo-boo. Never mind. We also have hampers for all our attendees because the festive season is here. So on your way out, please do collect your gifts. And all of you will receive a blockchain authenticated certificate that you can use on your LinkedIn. So that's that. Have we got a good picture of the speakers? Camera person? We have. Can everyone come together, get up? We get a good picture of the group. Thank you, guys.